Salve ragazzi, ben arrivati a un'altra nuova puntata del Calice Nero. Allora, oggi partiamo, prima di parlare con il nostro interlocutore, appunto Paul Speckman, del leader dei Master, voglio dire qualche cosa a qualche piccolo rincoglionito di turno, perché veramente
siamo in due che dobbiamo dire le cose, allora. Quindi
sì,
piccolo
perché
annuncio.
a me questi leoni da tastiera che vanno a rompere le palle con Satana e storie varie, bla bla bla, perché sono amici di qualcuno, a me sinceramente mi avete rotto i coglioni. Fatevi una vita che forse vi conviene, perché se no avete le palle di lasciare Messenger per avere la botta di risposta e di togliere Messenger, ragazzi miei, fatevi una vita. Anche a un'altra personcina, quando c'era l'intervista, ciao, buonasera Alessandro, anche quando c'era l'intervista con i Malaurio, che c'era un rincoglionito che poi è stato bloccato, veramente fatti una vita, che forse ti serve.
Ecco là che diciamo ha criticato il fatto che abbiamo avuto più di una volta Sara di edizioni sulla...
Sì, uno è
Cioè,
quello...
se avete i problemi con altre persone, a parte che non c'è sfizio a farle su Facebook, cioè noi vogliamo il sangue, cioè dove sta la rissa?
Infatti il problema è una cosa, perché criticare Sara tramite social è facile. Venite
No,
qua, non ci sono
poi noi non
problemi.
ci azzecchiamo niente, anzi noi diamo spazio a tutti, cioè figuratevi. Ma poi Sara
No,
con me si è sempre comportata bene, quindi questi teatrini del cazzo cioè, potete anche
no, ma
evitare.
dare anche del coglione qua e là. Però lasciatevelo Messenger, lascialo Messenger, bello mio, lascialo. Cos'è, paura della botta di risposta?
E poi un'altra cosa che voglio
Ma...
dire, non è casuale la scelta di questa mia vecchia maglia. Io avevo registrato in realtà anche un video extra sulla questione che sta uscendo per la questione di Metallica, di quella tizia quella ragazzina che voleva censurare, che diceva che erano razzisti, xenofobi, eccetera. I Metallica poi.
Ciao
Però
Alessandro Benassi,
però
ciao
poi
Tony.
diciamo che ho pensato di evitare perché non voglio dare credito ulteriori a queste persone, voglio solamente dire una cosa a tutte le persone che pensano che cancellare gruppi, cancellare cose non fanno tanto ridere queste persone, ma fa ridere l'atteggiamento censorio che possono avere nei confronti della nostra scena metal. Tra l'altro c'è successa con Marduk, eccetera, eccetera. Gruppi che non capendo un cazzo di niente andavano con gli striscioni fuori a fare i picchetti, ad annullare i concerti, eccetera. Allora, io sono convinto che ognuno possa esprimere la propria opinione, anche se c'è un'opinione di merda. Però a inneggiare la cancellazione di altre cose, di gruppi, di artisti, sinceramente manco i nazisti che bruciavano i libri e manco i comunisti che ti spedivano in Siberia. Quindi se ci sono queste persone nella nostra community, diciamo, Calice Nero, verranno completamente bandite fuori, anche se noi diamo sempre il dialogo, però se non c'è rispetto reciproco noi non rispettiamo nessuno, ovviamente, non è che stiamo a fare i giudei che porgano l'altra guancia come nella Bibbia. Noi la Bibbia la bruciamo, il cattivo maestro.
Io il primo che la brucio la chiesa,
Sì,
la
sì,
Bibbia e
sì.
tutto.
Quindi diciamo che noi non siamo buon samaritani, ecco. Dialoghiamo, però non siamo abituati a porgere guance o a fare, diciamo, insegnamenti abramitici, semitici del cazzo, fondamentalmente. Siamo
Infatti,
persone che sono tranquillissime con tutti, ma hanno anche una pazienza e soprattutto abbiamo anche i coglioni così. Però, dai,
sì,
sono 6 minuti, stavo aspettando.
no, ma il fatto è una cosa, che a minacciare così, poi c'è la santa polizia postale e qualcuno si caga, quindi ragazzi, evitate. Io
Sì,
non
sì.
ne faccio perché non mi interessa, però almeno non
Vabbè,
togliete il
dai,
Messenger.
diciamo che abbiamo tolto abbastanza tempo e quindi
Comunque, ragazzi,
procediamo a introdurre il nostro ospite. So, guys, we have the honor to have in the show Mr. Paul from Master. Good evening, Paul, and welcome to
Hello.
Calice Nero. We got some announcement to do.
Nice to
Sorry
meet
for.
you, okay?
Yeah. Sorry for your wait, but we got some little announcement to say before your actual interview. How are you, Paul? Hope you're fine.
I'm fine. Busy day today, yo.
And we hope that now you can relax with this interview and talking with us. We really look forward about getting this interview since we are both fans of the band from different generation, actually. The Maestro is a little bit older, but we don't say that. And we can be sure to be prepared because, of course, we got our question, but also the guys that are watching on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch can make the question. So, guys, if you want to ask something to Paul, write down in the comments, and after we will make our question, we will read yours. Ok, Maestro, Ready for the first question? Vai con la prima domanda.
Allora, Paul, cerchiamo di portare i master all'interno di un qualcosa che non esiste, nel senso, un mattatoio color verde. Quindi il color verde va sulle budelle sul marciume. Questo marciume come potrebbe contribuire nella scrittura di un libro senza un titolo, senza un inizio, senza una fine, e iniziando solamente a metà del libro e lì scrivendo solo l'inizio della metà del libro e stop, chiuso il libro.
Okay, so the first question was a little bit about the concept of master. Make a parallelism between the lyrics, the sound, and also the mood that your band can make. In fact, the Maestro said that it's good to bring your music. It was like a slaughterhouse sound, something really aggressive, something really primitive. And I want to ask you if there will be a book in parallel with your music that can express master from the sound and the concept, but not by music, by words. Which book you will pick?
Which book, huh?
Yeah, which book?
Wow, that's a tough question.
we start.
You guys started with a tough question right away. Oh, maybe. I don't know. The fall of the Roman Empire or what? I don't know. That's
okay.
a tough question, yo.
We know. Actually, about lyrics, what is the most inspirational things that come up when you are writing lyrics? You as a band, if you compose
obviously, the world around me, the world around us, dictates the lyrics on every album. To be honest with you. Okay, on the seventh day, God created master. Okay, that was kind of an anti-religious album because I'm not a big religious guy. But like most of the records deal with politics and what's happening to mankind at a particular time. It's like the records are a journal of my life and the history of mankind during my life. So I try to write lyrics about what's really happening. You know, I realize that the bigger selling bands are taking different directions, like only singing about Satan and only about murder and stuff like this, and that's fine. They're making a lot more money than I am. I realize that, but I like to write music about really what's happening. You know, for me, not so much fantasy. I don't want to say never fantasy. Sometimes I'll write a song about a serial killer or something once in a while, but my main objective is to bring social and political issues to people. And many times it's just my opinion and doesn't mean it's correct, but I like to bring food for thought. I like to get people thinking about what's going on, and I like to share my opinions. As I said, they're not always right, but sometimes maybe they are.
Also sharing things and make a conversation and also inspire the people through the music, through the lyrics. Also, those social themes are the core of the early thrash death metal. So the politics that you say, it's everything that surrounds us basically. So you are like making a photograph of the reality via your music. Is it correct? This kind of interpretation. Okay.
Yeah, that would be correct.
And just my own question before translating this whole block of questions. Seems a stupid one, but I want to make this also to compare to the first asked question, to make a simple one. The name of the band Master can refer something between the Bakunian motto, no gods, no master, something like that, or have a deep meaning, Master as name?
It just means you're the master of your own destiny.
Okay, so okay.
Everyone is a master. You just need to learn how to master your own life,
Okay. I was a little bit closer to that meaning, so it's good to know because when we used to listen and get into a band, those little pieces of the puzzle can make the picture bigger and great, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Not only good music, but also the everything that is surrounded, the lyrics, the sound, etc. etc. So people not always ask this, but I think that
Image.
it's good to know. Okay.
Also the image.
Yeah, also the image. Yeah.
Very important in my world.
And your opinion about the image nowadays in the metal scene? You think that we are too trusting the image, or it's better, or the comparison between the image of a metal band back in the days when you started, or now with social media?
Well, in my opinion, the image of early Black Sabbath and Deep Purple, long-haired, scummy-looking maniacs, for me, that was always the image of metal. And today, the image is turned into your next-door neighbor, or a lawyer, or a doctor, or whatever.
Okay.
Running the band, you know.
I got your point. Yes.
I know this is going to make a lot of people angry, but in my world, in my mind, in my music, image is important. You know.
Yeah.
But the new generation doesn't feel the same way. They can go to work and have a normal job and a normal looking guy, and then get on stage and scream like a banshee and put on makeup and whatever, and okay, whatever, you know, like an actor or whatever. But I'm not an actor, you know. The difference for me is that I live this music. I live it, you know. It's the only thing I do anymore. Exercise and play music. That's what I do.
Okay, so the point is about the modern stuff is about the
A bit different.
They are acting and not living the things. Actually, they are acting to look like beautiful or look like the best, but they're not living 100% in their veins the metal and the whole philosophy behind it. Is it
But
correct?
again, this is just my opinion. You know?
Okay, fine, no problem.
I mean, there's still guys out there like Martin Van Drunen. He's still living metal. He's living metal. The guys in Benediction, they're living metal. There's plenty of guys out there that still look and live metal. But then there's a new generation that have a different way, you know. And, okay, you know, so be it.
Okay. Actually, good thing to share. Okay, a little bit of translation before going forward with the next question. Allora, abbiamo parlato in generale della parte più primordiale, no? Riguardo della questione del libro. Quindi abbiamo parlato del libro che diciamo quello violento che può rappresentare i master. Dice che è una domanda molto difficile, abbiamo colto impreparato, come ognuno qui fa questa domanda. Dice vabbè, la caduta dell'impero romano. Abbiamo parlato anche della questione dei master in quanto gruppo. Quando gruppo è il nome master, cosa può significare il concetto delle liriche? Perché poi, come ben sapete, le liriche fanno parte della parte più poetica, quindi diciamo più vicino a quella di appunto scrivere un libro. Le parole e tutto ciò che riguarda i master si sviluppano attraverso temi sociali, politici, insomma una fotografia della realtà secondo l'opinione del buon Paul e degli amici dei master, che vogliono dare una loro interpretazione e una loro critica alla società, non ponendosi come si fa di solito a paladini della giustizia e dire io ho ragione e vi avete torto, ma a sottolineare dal loro punto di vista cosa non va in questa società. E a proposito di cosa non va in questa società, non c'è proprio una critica, ma si è un po' discostato rispetto all'idea di metal moderno, dove dice prima gruppi come Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, oppure facendo una correlazione con i gruppi death metal tipo Benediction, eccetera, vivevano proprio il metal, da come si vestivano, da come si comportavano. Invece adesso...
Attitudine.
Sì, attitudine, ma adesso soprattutto i gruppi moderni hanno più una questione di non attitudine, quindi non vivere la cosa, ma di essere tipo attori, quindi magari adesso la mattina sei...
Sì, ho capito.
Diciamo, lui ha parlato del buon vicino, no? Dice invece prima c'era quell'estetica un po' più magari di impatto, c'era poca politicamente corretto, perché ricordiamo una cosa, e poi l'abbiamo detto anche all'inizio della diretta, tutte le controversie che si creano in questi anni attorno al metal, gli anni scorsi non si facevano. Cioè, mi ricordo che c'erano tipo che ne so, tipo il Moige americano che voleva bandire i gruppi metal, e i metallari si scagliavano contro. Adesso secondo me si scagliano con diciamo queste associazioni moraliste del cazzo, gli stessi metallari, perché hanno perso secondo me un po' l'attitudine, dice lui, ma è una sua opinione e potrebbe anche sbagliarsi. Ovviamente è una fotografia della realtà. La musica estrema, che non solo metal ma anche rock e tutti i sottogeneri, dal neofolk all'elettronica, si è infighettata, questo è vero, con i social media, però c'è una branca e una sacca di resistenza bella pesante, composta anche dalle nuove leve che sono contrarie e che mantengono un'attitudine vicina a quella della vecchia scuola.
Però, in poche parole è come il buon vicino che esce con il chiodo e l'altro buon vicino che esce giacca e cravatta.
Però quello di solito è con le giacche e cravatta che fa i guai, non quello che esce con il chiodo.
E infatti quello sto dicendo. Infatti.
Sì, e lui dice che comunque è una sua opinione.
Certo.
Per quanto riguarda il nome Master, mi stavo dimenticando, il nome Master significa appunto maestro, ma nel senso di padrone. Mi dice perché ognuno è padrone del proprio destino. Io ho fatto un parallelismo con Bakunin, che con Bakunin, che è quel filosofo, diciamo, anarchico, che diceva che ognuno era padrone di se stesso, e quindi diciamo che abbiamo trovato delle similitudini. Dice ognuno può essere il padrone della propria vita.
Del proprio destino.
Quindi questo è la prima, diciamo, parte dell'intervista. Adesso, maestro, fai come sempre tu la domanda in italiano, io faccio anche qualche aggiunta per fare il discorso.
Ok, allora, domanda semplicissima, entriamo appunto nel death metal. Allora, il death metal ha avuto crisi, come stavamo dicendo appunto in questi anni. Però, Paul, negli anni 90, appunto come c'era la situazione Florida Style, io la chiamo così, appunto con Morbid Angel, Decide, Obituary e quant'altro, quanto quel movimento, quella scena manca attualmente anche agli Stati Uniti, e gli Stati Uniti come nazione, perché è cresciuta anche nel black metal, però ho notato che nel death c'è qualcosa da dire. Quindi secondo te, Paul, nel death degli anni 90 e il death degli anni 2022, anni 2000, quindi il nuovo millennio, come è riuscita a non inciampare e quindi a non cadere all'interno di un fossato per poi dimenticare il tutto?
Okay, Paul, the question, I think that better you can understand, it's about the death metal. So the beginning of death metal in comparison with nowadays. So we know that US have, of course, a strong death metal scene. Also, the genre was born in the United States. And the maestro asking you the differences, not only between the sound, the difference between new millennial death metal, but with attitude, as we said in the past question, and also a little bit of comparison and how much this music is grown up through the years, even if, as all the things, had some crisis between there, some period of crisis, the death metal, and also how you live the new wave, let's call like this, of death metal nowadays.
So basically, you want to know what I think of the new wave of death metal?
Yeah, what do you think, and also since you lived that time, a comparison between the new and the old.
I got you. Okay, well the point is that I really don't listen to death metal at all, so that makes it a tough question.
Okay.
The one thing I want to say is kind of leaving off of what we were talking about before. What I find to be a bit different is that, like when the genre began, there was it was unique, you know. There was, you know, Chuck Schuldiner and Cam Lee, you know, and like I said, Deicide and Obituary coming out, and all these really unique sounding and different bands. And what is a little bit different today is that I don't find so much unique things going on, you know. Like every time, once in a while, I'll listen to something that somebody will send me or whatever on my Facebook or whatever, and I'll try and listen to it with open ears. most of the time I find that many of the newer generation bands, I won't name any names, but they seem to be copying Death and Master and Massacre and Benediction and Obituary, and it seems like a lot of the newer bands are copying the old stuff, and there's not so much unique music going on for me. But on the other hand, I just want to say that it's cool that they're carrying on. They're carrying on the genre. That's important. But personally, I think it would be great if somebody would come up with something more interesting than copying the other bands. But this is just my opinion.
Okay. And of course, people are saying that Master is the greatest band. Nico says in the comments. Master
I would never say that. We're just do what we do, you know. But
and how much you as a human being, when you started to play in this project, you grew up as an artist, and also the evolution. Can you explain us a little bit of evolution between the Master through the years, and also you guys are around for a long time, and you are one of the first death metal that I listened when I started to listen to this music. And I just want to wonder how a band can go on and on and on through the years and stay together, continue to do what you do. About the inspiration, what do you think? What keeps everything?
In the beginning, it was really complicated. It's still complicated today. It's very interesting. I have to say that, like in the early days, we were lucky to get 40 or 50 people to a show in Chicago. But like when a band like, let's say for example, a band like Death would come through, they might get 200 people. Master, on the other hand, was lucky to get 50 people in a show. And even today in America, in some areas, we're lucky to get 50 people. It never really took off in America. What happened for me is I became more successful when I left the USA and moved to the Czech Republic. Because for some reason, the Europeans, right from the start, took to me and embraced me with open arms right away, immediately. And my career has been consistent ever since I moved to Europe in 2000, 22 years ago. I moved to the Czech Republic 22 years ago, and I've been playing concerts ever since. But I will also say that sometimes, like in Italy, for example, some places we get 200-300 people. Other places we get 40 people. Depends on the day, the night. I don't know what's going on, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. It's the same around Europe. We play big festivals and everything's fine. It's just up and down, Yeah. But the point is that I never gave up because this is what I do. This is what I enjoy. This is what I live for. Whether there's 20 people or 10,000 people, I'm still going to give a good show. I'm going to do my best, and this is why I carry on. I enjoy it.
Actually, there is a lot of people in the comments said that basically they were on 26 show in Brescia near Milan.
Aspetta, questa affermazione, nel 2006 hanno suonato anche a Cagliari con gli Impale Nazarene.
People is reminding both of your gig in Brescia with Impale Nazarene and also another gig in Cagliari in Sardinia with Impale
Transilvania.
At Transylvania. So people say that
c'era il giorno.
Even there are some years passed from the concert. What a wonderful concert, Alessandro said. Sorry, wrong comment. So you was really popular in Italy. So we hope to catch you. Since we are not so far from Czech Republic, we hope to catch you again.
This is my point. Is that I never get invited to festivals in Italy. Probably 10 years ago, I played a festival there, and it was great. But I don't know what the problem is. It's like
I don't know.
Right now you guys got you got a festival I played with Onslaught many years ago. It's coming up again. I saw that, and they don't contact me. I don't understand it. There's all these death metal bands playing. They don't contact me. I know Benny passed away from this festival I'm thinking about, and Benny, he's the one who invited us to the festival many years ago, and then he also brought me and the guys on some Italian shows a couple of weekends. And unfortunately, Benny passed on, and now I guess maybe his son is taking over, but I've heard nothing from him. I wrote him, hey, sorry about Benny when he passed, and I said we'd love to play again somewhere in Italy. Maybe you could help us out. Never heard from the guy. So I guess we're just too underground. I don't have an answer.
We don't know, since a lot of clubs actually closed from COVID, so we are getting restarted in Italy. But we hope that you can come again. Since a little bit fun fact that I want to say to Paul, I don't know if you have to come to Naples in like 2016, 2017, but the gigs was cancelled or not made. Because with my band, I got the flyer. Oh, guys, you want to open master? I say yes, but I got the flyer, but no gigs at all. So we don't know about the
I don't know.
It was like 2017. Like
I don't know what happened, but normally I don't cancel shows, so obviously the tour must have been canceled.
Okay, I don't think it was not your fault, but it was the organizer show, because in Italy we need more people dedicated to organize show. We got a lot of good people, but there were on this channel we got a little bit of things, because we got a big festival canceled because of lack of organization. So we got two phases of the metal in Italy: 100% great professionalism, and the other hand was meh. So we hope that you can come.
Like maybe that circus festival or whatever, that was terrible.
Yeah, it was like
there was some circus festival. It was like outside, and it was like a football stadium, and there was like 50 people there.
Yeah, but that's because the organizer of that festival, we got Andrea Scobro from In the Woods, and basically he canceled all the bands without making a statement. So people got on that festival without basically bands. Suffocation and Decapitated went away.
I remember on this festival that the promoter thanking me for talking Destruction into playing anyway. Destruction wanted to leave that festival because there was only 50 people, and I talked Destruction into staying there, and the promoter thanked me for that. But what my thanks was? He didn't take us out for dinner. We had no food. He took out Destruction, went out for a nice dinner, and we didn't get anything.
Okay, we hope that
was my thank you for that show. I remember that.
A promise that we want to make as Calice Nero. We will treat you better if you come to us to our place. Okay. And there is a comment from Vito actually said if there is someone you dedicated the song Funeral Beach in the album called The Master in the 90s. A little curiosity from him about this song.
That was about my stepmother.
Okay.
She bitched at my dad for the 3 years they were married, and she bitched until he was dead, that fucking bitch.
Okay, so really personal stuff.
It says it. Yeah, real personal song.
Yeah, but it's good. So it's good.
For example, another one. For example, the song on the seventh day, "What Kind of God," that first song. That's a real personal song too. It was about my mother's funeral. That's real. So that's what I mean. I like to bring in real issues from my own life as well. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes. I think it makes the music real,
Okay.
It's not only fantasy; it's real,
Real, yeah, real stuff. Actually, I never thought that was like so personal stuff in that song. Actually, but it's good to know.
Personal,
Ok, Vito, praticamente Funeral Beach è dedicata a quella puttana della madrigna di Paul. E anche un'altra canzone ha molte cose personali. Abbiamo parlato comunque del trattamento che hanno avuto i ragazzi in Italia. Dice che in Italia hanno avuto o trattamenti veramente professionali o trattamenti poco professionali. Noi speriamo che possano essere ospiti in Italia. Comunque si parla abbiamo parlato del death metal, abbiamo parlato del fatto che nell'evoluzione del death metal. Dice che ascolta poco death metal in questi giorni, quindi gruppi nuovi ti ascolta poco, nota tanto copia e incolla e poca personalità da parte dei gruppi nuovi. Purtroppo anche noi che facciamo parte dei gruppi nuovi lo sappiamo. E dice che gli è andata molto meglio quando si è trasferito in Repubblica Ceca, quindi l'impennata di popolarità è salita quando si sono trasferiti in Europa, e dice che l'Europa, a stento di quello che si creda, è molto più propensa per il metal rispetto all'America. Dice, per esempio, all'inizio i death facevano tipo 200 persone, 40-50 persone, invece qua in Europa c'è più possibilità di suonare, più gente. Dice, ovviamente 40-50 persone si ottengono lo stesso dai concerti, ma dipende anche ovviamente dalla giornata, dal posto. Per esempio in Italia hanno avuto qualche serata un po' particolare, infatti si parlava che il promoter li aveva invitati insieme ad Extraction, personaggioni tra l'altro, evito di esprimere perché a me stanno un po' sul cazzo.
That was in Foggia, no?
Foggia. Yeah. I was, yeah.
Okay.
I was
anche in Sardegna non è che...
I was saying that because I'm not too happy when I talk about Destruction. It's not my favorite one. I don't like that.
No
I like Master and not like Destruction.
Okay.
I prefer to invite only Master next time.
Ok.
Stavamo parlando della questione, la famosa questione di Foggia dei Destruction, dove lui ha aiutato comunque a non far andare a puttane la serata, e il promoter tutto ha risposto, non gli ha dato manco il mangiare. Però si è trovato pure in altre parti dove è stato trattato benissimo, quindi rispetto all'America tutto un altro modo. E come infatti dicono, come dargli torto.
Allora,
ultima domanda di Alessandro. What do you think about Causium Band? Alessandro, say if you know them actually.
I don't know.
No, non li conosce Alessandro.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I don't know everybody.
Non li conosce.
Però questo nome lo segno, Ale.
Io l'ho sentito qualche canzone, però non sono troppo all'interno di loro. Ok, Alessandro, sorry, but Paul do not know the band.
No, hai fatto bene, Ale. Hai fatto bene, così
Alessandro,
me lo
ce la segniamo, ce la ascoltiamo.
So,
Maestro is taking notes, so we will listen to this band after the interview. Ok, Maestro, next question for Paul.
Yeah.
Ok, Paul, se tu fossi un regista, devi scegliere due attori fuori di testa, una ragazza e un ragazzo. Il ragazzo deve essere più piccolo, tipo 20 anni, non sto scherzando, è proprio traduzione così, e la ragazza deve avere almeno 50 anni. Paul,
che è Berlusconi all'inverso.
Aspetta, Paul, come riusciresti a entrare all'interno della mente giovanile e all'interno della mente del cinquantenne? Come riusciresti a inglobare questo film, a far sì che gli attori non abbiano una gabbia da parte del produttore e riescono a creare un film? Questo film horror, questo film thriller, questo film drammatico, questo film fuori di testa, come inizierebbe? Inizierebbe direttamente con la parte paurosa oppure come tanti altri film? In senso che iniziano tranquilli, poi alla fine ci sono solamente alcuni punti che fanno veramente paura. Io voglio una risposta da parte tua completamente da psicopatico folle 100% style.
Vediamo se riusciamo a fargli capire la cosa. So, the Maestro is making like a comparison, parallelism, let's say like this, between Master's music, the mood, the image and stuff, and the movies. So he created like a fictional, with his fantasy, of course, fictional setting of a young man and an old lady in like a dramatic / horror / thriller movie. And he want to say if you agree with this vision, and I want to ask if you are or were influenced by movies also during the writing of the music, and actually how is going on about writing music with Master? So you guys get into the rehearsal all together, or there is only one composer? How much is going on when you are creating stuff too?
Okay, for example, we just began about 6 weeks ago working on the first 5 songs, the next record.
Okay, perfect.
this is how it works. Is that I write the songs on the acoustic guitar, arrange them, bring them into the studio, teach the guitar player, and we work with the drummer and figure out what beat he's going to use. That's how it works. And then once the music is finally tight and I'm comfortable with it and I'm happy with how many times everything's going, then I take it home and I listen to it on my phone or on a computer, and then I write lyrics. And the lyrics, for example, they just come naturally from my brain. I don't know how, but they just come naturally, you know. Once in a while, I'll find somebody will say something or two words, and I'll turn it into a song, or I'll see something on TV, I'll turn it into a song. But most of the time, it just comes naturally, and I really can't explain it. I don't have the answer. I know many musicians tell me the same thing. They don't know where it's coming from, where it's channeling from. They don't know, but sometimes it's a good record, and sometimes people don't like it. You know, it's like rolling the dice. You do the best you can every time, and you hope people like it. You know, obviously promotion has a lot to do with it as well. Some records don't get any promotion because the labels are too small. They don't have any money. But going back to what you're saying, the last few records, I've written everything myself. Years before, like say, let's say the New Lead or the Human Machine albums, my guitar player Alex wrote a few songs. Epiphany of Hate, he wrote one song. But like I said, the last record I wrote completely myself, and this one I will do as well. We've gone back to the original ideas of me just writing everything, bringing it to the guys, getting it ready, and hoping for the best, like I said. And for some reason, it seems to work better. The last album, Vindictive Miscreant, got really great reviews. I wrote every single song on that album. Every note, every single arrangement was me. And so I decided on this new record, I should try it again.
Okay, and what about the first part of the question about the movies and the perfect movie to represent Master? As
I'm not really much of a movie guy.
Okay.
The only thing that I like watching, thankfully in Czech, every Sunday evening there's a Western on. Sometimes on Tuesday as well. Usually these spaghetti Westerns, you know.
Okay, yeah, we know.
And,
Aspetta però.
I love these, yo.
Yeah.
I guess I find inspiration in those movies when they're shooting each other. The good, the bad, you know, these kind of movies. But you know, I like
Cosa gli vuoi chiedere, Alan?
Aspetta, e visto che Paul Speckman è anche cantante, ecco, adesso ti voglio vedere un pochettino, Paul. Andresti a creare una colonna sonora cantato in growl o in cantato pulito? Oppure c'è un qualcosa di ancora più strano dalla tua voce?
About the soundtrack of the movies, since the Maestro knows that you are also a great vocal performer, actually, if you had the chance to write a soundtrack for a spaghetti western movie or movie that you like, do you come with a growling voice, or you will come up with different things about
different, yeah, no growling, different, yeah.
What kind of
operistica?
like opera?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Minchia, non vedo l'ora di vedere un film da parte di Paul Speckman. Cazzo.
So Maestro is looking forward to watch that kind of movie with this unique soundtrack, actually.
Porca miseria.
Ok, abbiamo parlato anche della... Ok, translating a little bit before going...
That's a good question. That's funny,
yeah? Actually, in Italy we got a lot of great spaghetti western. So with all the Bud Spencer and Tarantino stuff.
Yeah. Bud Spencer, sì.
Yeah. Poi ci sono anche altri spaghetti western, però io...
Oh, great stuff.
Great stuff.
I like all the music. I like all the music from these movies, yo. Of course.
Yeah, quindi,
you know, the harmonica man and all these things, yo.
Yeah,
I actually use that harmonica man on the U.S. tour for our intro every day. That's great.
Also, the soundtrack of that movie are very, really interesting because if I close my eyes, I can see myself with like the guns and stuff, because
Sure.
very immersive soundtrack actually. Okay, this was a little curiosity that I could never imagine actually, but it's fun to know. Ok, just as the past question, I will translate it a little bit and move to the next one. Che praticamente sul film, quello là, diciamo, super macabro che hai detto tu, lui non è tanto tizio da film, a lui ci piacciono i spaghetti western e i western in generale. La soundtrack per questi film per lui sarebbe con voce operistica.
Già quale domanda andrà a fare dopo.
Ok. Per quanto riguarda invece, io gli ho chiesto anche il processo compositivo e l'ispirazione, perché molto spesso i film sono anche di ispirazione per le band. Alla fine loro fanno una sorta di catena di montaggio, si tratta di comporre, partendo da lui con la chitarra classica, muovendosi agli altri strumenti. In alcune volte hanno composto tra di loro, però la maggior parte delle nuove cose viene fatta attraverso la sua. Paul Beckman, eccola qua. Ok, I'm zooming right now.
Spirit of the West.
The Spirit of the West, actually.
Voilà.
Huh? Super. That was a great photo shoot, believe me.
Yeah, it's great, actually.
Anyway.
I thought that we're like ZZ Top from the.
No, that was just the Spirit of the West. It's nothing to do with ZZ Top. It was just the Spirit of the West. It was a tribute to the West, yo.
A tribute to the West, actually.
Yeah, that whole album was a tribute to the West, yo.
No, I said that with a long beard, before zooming and realizing that it was the master CD. I realized, it's like ZZ Top Pink stuff. It's not. I zoomed out and was like, oh, master, oh, great.
No, that nothing to do with ZZ Top. And
I know.
I did that cover song on there, "The Ring of Fire" from Johnny Cash.
Oh, okay, great.
Actually, I left the part in there, a sample where Johnny Cash is actually singing with Master. It was really cool.
I have to check it because I missed that release. So I have to.
Trust me, it's a really good release. It's the first release with the European lineup. Yeah.
Okay. I was more into the master, the 90s full length.
But what I wanted to say was what was interesting about that album, for example, is that at the time, the rest of the band, nobody spoke a word of English. So I had to teach the guys how to play the music on the guitar and try and drums, no English conversation whatsoever. Okay, obviously, years later, the guys improved, after all these European tours and, with people, British bands and American bands, and they learned how to speak English. But you can imagine the beginning was very difficult. We recorded an hour worth of songs without speaking a similar language. The only language was the music, which is really cool, I think.
Yeah, really cool actually. And how was the difference when you restarted the band in Europe? You find awesome musicians, the technique. How was the difference between the best lineup and
everybody different? A whole different way of playing, different way of thinking. Really, it took some getting used to. I'm still having discussions sometimes with the guys.
You prefer the European way or the North American way?
The European way is the best. That's why I live here. But the Americans have their own special way of playing as well, Really.
Okay.
So this way I get the best of both worlds in a sense,
It's great. Of course. Okay, really good to know, because I was not too much into that record. Of course, I listened a lot of Vindicative Miscreant, the first master. I have to recheck it again. Also, 4 More Years of Terror was amazing to me.
That was the second. That was the second record with the European lineup.
Yeah, my favorite one was this one. I really had a lot of nights on the listening.
You gotta check out the New Elite, the Human Machine, or Slaves to Society. That is a great album as well. Believe me.
I believe you, of course.
Yeah, I'm just saying that each record, the musicians got better, and the writing got better. It improves. It really improves from the beginning to now. That's a much better, big improvement on the writing. That's all I can say.
Ok, nell'ultima parte. Ok, thanks Paul for these tips. I will going back and releasing all the.
I'm talking
all the way back the discography of Master, and finding some hidden gems right there as the cover of Ring of Fire. I'm really curious to check it out. I missed some CDs here and there, but apologize me, I will do a better listening. Ok, abbiamo parlato del loro album con la prima formazione appunto europea, The Spirit of the West, che è un album che non mi ero filato molto, vi dico la verità, e che c'è una cover particolare di Ring of Fire di Johnny Cash, con il sample della voce di Johnny Cash che va insieme a loro. Abbiamo parlato anche del fatto che all'inizio, quando ha cambiato formazione, ha trovato tutta un'altra serie di musicisti diversi, con diverse attitudini, modo di suonare diverso, soprattutto nessuno di loro parlava inglese e lui doveva spiegare a tutti quanti loro come suonare i pezzi. E quindi è stato bello anche il fatto di utilizzare la musica come linguaggio universale, no? E poi soprattutto abbiamo parlato anche della Human Machine, e io per esempio ho citato uno degli album che mi piaceva, Four More Years of Terror 2005, che sono comunque gli album dove la band continua a amalgamarsi meglio nel corso degli anni, un sound più granitico, più chimica tra la band, quindi un miglioramento che va da disco in disco. Poi se mi consenti Alan, faccio un attimo una domanda.
Aspetta, saluto prima Rita, ci tengo particolarmente tanto, ciao, un bacione Rita e un abbraccio anche a Loris degli Speculum Mortis, prego.
Ciao a tutti ragazzi, ciao Rita, ciao
che
Vito.
Poi avremo nel canale Speculum Mortis.
Certo. Io voglio fare questa domanda di Vito perché mi riguarda in maniera personale, si parla di death metal melodico.
Le migliori 3 band per me sono solamente 3, da Tranquility, Hypocrisy a The Gates.
Allora, la domanda è sul death metal melodico, perché non lo sapessi, è un progetto death metal melodico, quindi diciamo sono curioso di sapere cosa ne pensa Paul.
Poi ci mandate a fanculo.
Secondo me sì. So, Paul, a question from Vito, actually. Paul, what do you think about melodic death metal?
I don't.
Ecco, lo sapevo. Lo sapevo.
I don't, yo.
You don't like the...
You see, coming from where I came from, thrash metal, death metal, I was listening to punk, like GBH, Exploited, Minor Threat, Discharge. These are angry bands, angry aggression. There was no melody in that music. I'm sorry. The music that inspired me was aggressive. There was no melody. Nobody was smiling and dancing around going.
Ok, quindi
lo sapevo.
I'm just saying, for me, it's really difficult to understand it. Okay, maybe these guys are talented. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not talented. But I always believed that metal was like, Venom and Slayer and Motorhead and Black Sabbath and not super melodic stuff. Really, a lot of anger. Yeah, Venom, anger. And not so much melody. Okay, I know these. I realize
I'm a little bit laughing because I have I play in I have a melodic death metal project actually. So
I realize these bands like Arch Enemy and stuff like this, they're huge. I mean, they're making millions. Okay, whatever. But that's for me. That's not why I like music. It has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. I got into music as an expression, and I was an angry young man, and I'm still an angry old man, and I express my anger through my music instead of murdering people. That's how it is.
Okay, I got your point.
So, if I want to get up and dance, I'll go to a disco or something, hey, but that's
okay.
That's what metal, that's not what it's about for me. But again, this is just my opinion.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I was while you was answering, I was a little bit laughing because I'm playing in a melodic death metal band, so I was okay. I'm getting roasted, but it's fine. And actually, of course, it depends how you think music goes, because I think that as Italians, a little bit of orchestra and opera can be good with death metal, but everyone has his own opinion.
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
Vito is asking if this kind of melodic death metal can be like a shortcut to make a more commercial music and get more people into death metal.
Yeah, I realize it, but it's nothing for me.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. Just my opinion.
No,
I didn't get into music to go to the orchestra or go to the symphony. I got into music to
yeah. Actually, you named some of my favorite bands: Minor Threat, Exploded, Discharge, and Venom, Moderate.
Yeah, this for me, but it's aggression. It's not so pretty and fancy and orchestral or whatever. It's aggressive, and that's what I like about music. For example, I saw Venom, Exodus, and Slayer. The original tour, or Venom, Exodus, and Slayer. Death and Dark Angel. I mean, I saw some really great shows back in the day. These guys on their first tours, and the stuff was really aggressive. It wasn't so polished, They were. I don't know. It had a certain feeling that I never got away from. When I saw Motorhead and Ozzy, for example, on the Blizzard of Oz tour, I mean, this stuff just drew me in. This was metal, And these other genres popped up, many years later. And trust me, I know they're rich and they're having success, but I don't understand the music. It's beyond me, I guess. I'm into simple, straightforward stuff.
But I think when you say that it's your opinion, don't worry, because here we are against all the social media attitude to roast people. Of course, anyone can have your opinion. And Vito asked you about melodic, you don't understand it, and you are fine with that, no problem, ok?
Oh, of course.
Ragazzi, dice che il melodic death metal non lo capisce, per lui la musica è aggressiva, dice se vuole una cosa più melodica va a ballare in discoteca. E io perciò mi sono messo a ridere perché ho detto, perché io sono in un progetto death metal melodico, come ben sapete tutti quanti, penso, se non lo sapete, non lo sapete, senza fare shameless self-promotion. Però lui dice che non lo capisce, certo lo rispetta, ma per lui il metal è come i primi Slayer, ha visto gli Slayer, i Dark Angel nei primi tour, gli Exodus, ma anche il punk, l'hardcore, insomma ha un'attitudine più aggressiva, quindi ognuno va a gusti. Ho detto comunque ricordo che la mia opinione, io ho detto guarda Paul, non c'è problema, ognuno ce l'ha.
No, infatti ognuno
non andiamo contro nessuno, assolutamente.
Ma ci mancherebbe
altro, non penso alle ultime
rispetto.
domande, ma fai la prossima domanda a Paul che
allora Paul, sì, stiamo divertendo veramente tanto, è molto rilassante.
I hope Paul that you are having fun in this interview. Actually, we are having a really good time, and we hope that you are enjoying the conversation so far.
Yeah, it's great.
So,
laughing. It's okay.
Yeah, before going forward, the next Maestro question, there is a question from Alessandro. Quindi facciamo leggere un attimo la domanda di Alessandro. Alessandro is asking which musician or band you would like to collaborating in a hypothetical new project.
I would have liked to collaborate with Fast Eddie, but he died. But now,
I think that he means whatever bands or musician that you want, not strictly metal.
Living or dead?
I think that it's an open question. Ask whatever. I think let's say both living.
Vabbè, anche fuori dal death, non è che.
No, ha detto death nel senso vivo o morto. Ha detto dici quello che vuoi. So feel free to run with your mind and create.
Anche musicisti che sono morti.
I would like to jam with Gary Moore for sure. He was great.
Gary Moore, okay.
Yeah, he was excellent, And maybe Cozy Powell,
Cozy Powell, great journey.
He was something else, But then again, I also still like Ian Pace. He's great. He's still kicking ass.
Yeah.
Alessandro.
Sì, l'abbiamo detto. And what do you think about one of my favorite drummer actually? Since I'm drummer. So what do you think about Dean Castronovo as a musician?
Excellent.
I think that will be was like not so much understood because he played also in Italy with the local Italian pop star actually.
Okay.
And he was not so appreciated for his skills, but only for his visual aspect, the two bass drum, the cymbals and stuff like that.
But he's a great drummer though, so somebody made a mistake there.
Yeah. Quindi abbiamo,
Allora.
so you named the EMPs from Deep Purple, but also Mood and Pasti Eddie Clark from Motorhead, actually. I'm
Yeah, but
correct.
I also like Richie Blackmore.
Yeah, okay, of course.
Everybody hates the guy, but I like the guy.
No, I'm not
He's got a shitty attitude. He's a dick, of course. Everyone knows that. He's an asshole, but he's great. So what? He can be an asshole.
Okay, no, anche Richie Blackmore. So I hope that Alessandro is satisfied about the question, the answer of his question. Alessandro, grazie per la tua domanda. Vai Maestro con la prossima. So Maestro, make the next
Però
question.
traduci chi ha detto.
E già l'ho detto. Ian Beast di Purple.
E poi?
Cozy Powell, poi ha detto
poi?
Fasti Eddie Clark dei Motorhead,
Poi?
Blackmore, Richie Blackmore,
Ah.
dice anche se è una testa di cazzo me lui piace. Che altro devo
Cozy
dire?
Powell.
Cozy Powell.
Yeah.
Strano che non ha citato uno, vabbè, non dico niente.
Quale?
Non dico niente, è morto.
Da
Chuck
dire.
Schuldiner.
The Maestro asks you what you think about Chuck Schuldiner.
Chuck Schuldiner?
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yeah, we know, but about an hypothetical...
È un pochino morto.
But an hypothetical way to, if you had the chance to write music with him, what do you think about collaborating with him in linking to the Alessandro specs?
I don't know.
Okay.
He had his own way of thinking and his own world, he and I are from different ends of the spectrum,
Okay.
He wrote music, of course, we know that. Everyone loves the guy like a god, and super. He wrote some great albums, no question about it. There's a lot of bands out there that are still touring and playing his music. So be it. Good for him, or good for them,
Ok. So, Maestro, sono due parti, sono due mondi a parte. Dice che rispetta l'artista, rispetta la musica, però sono proprio due persone completamente a parte.
Sì.
A little bit of curiosity for the Maestro. Maestro, you got, penso che abbiamo le ultime 2 o 3 domande.
Sì, allora,
Paul, we got last 2/3 question, and then we ask you if you have time to stay with us even after the end of the live streaming to make greetings and make the final things before leaving.
Yeah,
if you have
fine.
time. Ok.
allora
Vai Maestro. Next question.
Quanto è difficile, Paul, ai giorni attuali, anche verso i master, nel creare un riff originale, creare un riff anche non originale, nel senso, l'originalità a volte può anche guastare, la non originalità, quindi nel riscrivere death metal, può essere una cosa veramente molto gustosa per chi appunto avvezzo al genere retro. Però secondo te, Paul, anche i promoter, i locali, cosa cercano da parte di una band death metal? Sempre l'originalità oppure c'è quell'atto vecchio style appunto che riesce ad attirare? E i vostri fan vanno più sui vecchi master o sui nuovi master? E poi una tua opinione personale appunto del 2006 from Sardinia, come ti sei trovato all'interno del locale di Transilvania, perché i gestori che facevano appunto il Transilvania facevano cagare in maniera indiscutibili, perché ascoltare musica di discoteca e sinceramente sono lamentati veramente molta gente anche della serata, perché hanno guastato, porca troia, sia il comparto master e il comparto imparare, non sto scherzando.
Vabbè, erano anni in cui le persone volevano fare business solamente, non c'era, diciamo, una separazione tra ambienti.
No, guarda, ci sono stato il giorno, lasciamo stare.
Vabbè, ci sei stato proprio. Ok, so the next question is like one with more parts, so I will go step by step. The first step was like the being original in 2022 after all those years about creating riff and composing. You partially answered this question before, so we will go to the other part. It was about the fans. The fans, the fans are dealing with the new stuff, with the old stuff, and what is your favorite era? Let's call it like this of master. If you have the chance to go back, you will redo also the things in the way you did, or you will change a little bit something. here and there.
Well, for example, working with Scott Burns was a terrible thing, you know. He remixed and remastered the first album for Nuclear Blast, and he forgot some solos on there. I remember calling him on the telephone in Florida, and he said, "Oh, it's too late." He said, "You know, a professional like that shouldn't be forgetting solos." I was turned off by that, number one. And the other thing was, like on the seventh day, he did the mixing and the mastering without us, and I think he did a terrible fucking drum sound. Okay, I admit that the 7 days sold about, maybe to date, about 40,000 copies. I made a lot of money from that record, but the production on that record was shit, you know. And we paid like $100 an hour for that record, you know. It was an expensive record at that time, and he did a shit job and a shit mix, and I hate that record still, even though, okay, people still buy it and people love it. It was a big disappointment for me. And then years later, I waited too long to get the reels, and Morris Sound sent the reels to Nuclear Blast, and this was when Nuclear Blast started getting bigger and bigger, and they can't seem to find the reels, or they're waiting till I die maybe, but I really think they can't find the reels because they had the reels of, you know, thousands and thousands of bands. Okay, now everything is digital, okay, but these reels back in the day, I believe they probably lost them in a warehouse somewhere, but it's a shame because I could never get them back, and if I got them back, I would remix and remaster that album without the trigger drums, because that Aaron Nikias, the drummer on that album, was a great drummer. He didn't need triggers, okay? This was the triggers just came out, and it was new technology, and everybody wanted it, and so did he. But the point was, he was a great drummer, and unfortunately, since we don't know where the reels are, nobody will ever get a chance to hear how great that he really played on that album without the triggers. You know?
Okay. And the fans are enjoying the new stuff from Master as well as the old stuff, or you see like a difference? Okay.
It's very strange that you get some fans that love the new stuff and hate the first records, and then you got other guys that only like the first 3 records. Okay. And I find that really a shame, because there's really a lot of variety on the later stuff. The band plays much better. The singing is better, in my opinion. The riffs are better. The solos are better. It's just my opinion, but I think the band improved over the years. And if you're listening to the first 2 or 3 records, you're missing out on the whole catalog forward. Yeah, but it's only my opinion. Okay.
Okay. Of course, you can. As I said on the backstage, you are free to express. I love freedom of expression. So
I think a lot of people are missing out on the last couple of records. They're great records. Epiphany of Hate.
Actually,
The Witch Hunt is a really great record. You know, Vindictive Miscreant was a great record. These are great records. And
I actually listened a lot.
Crash, you know.
I listened a lot to the Vindictive Miscreant, for example. I think that it was an amazing record, in my opinion. So
it's got some good stuff on there.
I think that your new stuff is on point. So I don't get the people that are stuck only on the old, but of course everyone has different.
Yeah, that's okay. Nothing you can do.
And
I'm sorry, keep going.
Ok, quindi praticamente la prima parte della domanda dice che vi ho chiesto qualche esperienza dei nuovi. Allora, i fan sono strani, alcuni preferiscono solo le cose vecchie, o alcuni preferiscono solo le cose nuove. Per me comunque tutta la discografia di quello che ho sentito per me è stata sempre ottimale, non li capisco, ecco. Per esempio anche gli ultimi a me sono piaciuti molto. Per esempio l'album del 2018 Vindictive Miscreant, per esempio, mi è piaciuto. Quindi perché bistrattato, diciamo. Per quanto riguarda le cose con i vecchi e nuovi master, dicevi, allora ci ha parlato malissimo della situazione Nuclear Blast, perché hanno perso dei loro master, perché gli hanno tipo ipertriggerato la batteria in uno dei loro album, e loro volevano cambiare delle cose, anche perché diceva che comunque lo studio era abbastanza costoso. Parliamo di On the 7th Day Got Created Master, ok? Quello là. Poi per quanto riguarda invece loro, non si sono trovati bene con il produttore Scott Barnes, che durante il loro remix...
Scott Barnes? Ok.
Sì.
Sì,
Morrison
Studios.
ha dimenticato dei pezzi, tipo se notate nel remix dei master mancanza di assoli, lui ha dimenticato proprio di mettere i pezzi. Comunque diceva, si è lamentato molto di questa cosa. Comunque i Morrison Studios erano uno degli studi belli che costosetti, no?
Sì.
Io pago quasi $1.000.
Morbid Angel, Decide.
Esatto, io pago tutti questi soldi e tu ti dimentichi di metterla solo nei remix. Diciamo che sia un po' le cose che non farebbe sarebbe fare quel master.
E neanche andare sotto la Nuclear Blast.
Reel, guarda Reel, diceva capisco che prima c'era il magazzino, però tu non puoi perdere dei pezzi di una release che deve uscire, insomma.
Poi degli assoli si sente, cioè, minchia.
Sì, poi dice che lui invoglia molto le persone che sono rimaste a sentire i primi master, appunto, anche per i nuovi, perché c'è un miglioramento tecnico di riffing e di concept in generale. Per me gli album sono belli tutti. Devo recuperare solamente quello lì che ha fatto vedere prima, che mi ero perso. Però in generale anche gli ultimi sono buoni, quindi perché questo fatto di rimanere ancorati, diciamo, semplicemente nel passato mi pare un po' troppo ridotto.
Vabbè, come Decide, è normale che rimani ancorato ai vecchi e non alle ultime porchine che
vabbè, tu però lo molesti, quindi...
No, ma anche Morbid Angel, è uguale, la stessa cosa.
Stavo facendo la battuta sul fatto che, ragazzi, Alan aveva contattato Decide e ha detto che la mail dove della richiesta di intervista era una mail di molestia.
Ma che sarà la fanculo.
Ok, poi l'altra parte della domanda era riguardo la Sardegna.
Per quanto riguarda l'altra domanda era proprio quanto si è trovato bene all'interno della Sardegna come specialità, però come si è trovato male all'interno del Transilvania, perché solamente che sia in Nazarene. E anche l'altro gruppo svizzero che c'era, perché c'è anche il gruppo svizzero, faceva elettronica, si è lamentato di brutto anche quel gruppo. Quindi è stata una serata figa, ma è stata una serata purtroppo per le belle.
So, Alan is asking you if you can share your experience at Transilvania in Sardinia.
2006.
2006 actually, because a lot of people complains about the lack of professionalism of the venue at that time. So I wanted to know from your perspective that you were with Impale de Nazarene playing the gig that night, how was your treatment? And I think that we need to take masters again in Italy just to bring the real Italian hospitality to them, because they were not so much lucky in our country actually. But how was
you know, I think we took a ferry there or something. I think we took the ferry to Sardinia.
Yeah, the ferry actually, yes. Because
I remember it was a long time. Everybody was really tired and crabby by the time they got there. It wasn't a good beginning for Impale Nazarene and Master. I think it was a difficult time there. But a beautiful country. Sardinia is beautiful. I hope to go back one day, of course.
Praticamente dice che le cose non erano state ottimali già dal fatto che sono arrivati con la nave, però dice comunque si sono trovati bene con le persone e tutto, quindi è stato molto contento di venire e spera di ritornarci. Ovviamente
aggiungo una cosa, cannonau maialetto per master, appunto per i master.
The Maestro said that if you got the chance to return in Sardinia, he have to offer you some traditional meal and some traditional wine.
Super, excellent.
You have to know. You have to make notes.
Next time we're going to fly there, though, yo.
Okay, even if you come in Naples too.
Fly, yeah, of course.
Even if you come in Naples. Okay. Ultima domanda, Maestro.
Yes.
So last question for you is a question that we make to everyone on the show.
Birra no.
Okay. Since our podcast is called Il Calice Nero, which means in Italian the black calice, as you can see there is the logo on the screen. It can mean something ritualistic, serious, but we mean also something about having fun and stay together. So excluding beer, which is the best drink to represent the music of Master?
The best drink?
But you have not beer excluded, because all the people sing beer. So no.
Probably Slivovitza.
Which is?
Plum brandy.
Brandy, okay.
We make it here, plum brandy. It's called
In Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exclusive drink in the Czech Republic, and that would be it, Slivovica.
Quindi la Slivovica, che è un brandy che si fa in Repubblica Ceca, è il, diciamo,
It's 80%. 80 proof. 80 proof.
80% of alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really good made from plums.
It's funny because I'm actually I'm saying this all the time. It's actually because the maestro let me make this question, but actually I'm a straight edge guy, so I don't drink. So I don't even understand the fact that people ask everything 80%, 90%. But I think that for master something stronger as a brandy, it's perfect. So I think that for you drinker outside, you can have fun listening to master and drink this kind of unique brandy that they made in the Czech Republic.
Exactly.
And just last thing before ending this episode here, we always leave a free space to our guests to make a message, to have an empty space to say whatever they want to Italian fans and the fan of Il Calice Nero, and also if you want to add something.
Well, I always like to say that I think it's really important in Italy and everywhere to support your local bands, Not only the big bands that are coming through town that you're paying to see, but the local bands. Without the local bands, how can we carry on? The local bands are the next success stories. As long as they get support from people in their cities and villages, etc. Really important. And the one thing I always say too is, respect your fellow man. Take care of your parents. It's really important. They brought you here. Take care of your neighbors or your friends. People go through depression, and a lot of people have problems. You got to be there for everybody. Be there for each other. Very important. I know it's a soft thing to say, but I've been saying this in my interviews lately because it's really important. You got to take care of one another, man. Even in the metal scene.
Yeah. Very good message, actually. Also because in the recent past, we got a lot of artists actually that made suicide or killed themselves for depression. So it's a strong message. We also, as Il Calice Nero, with my band, we support a lot of organizations that are dealing with mental health and depression to help people.
Great.
So this message are encouraged. And we also say every night to support the local band. So all the two topics of your...
C'è un saluto in diretta per Paul da parte di Welt di Yama Tattoo from Roma, che è uno dei migliori tatuatori di Roma, che abbiamo avuto anche nel canale, che ha appunto ha scritto: grande Paul, l'ho tatuato, ha tatuato Paul all'interno del suo corpo perché è un fan scatenato.
A personal greetings that comes to our private message from Welt Yama Tattoo from Rome, the tattoo artist that I tattooed also you. And he say a big hug to Paul and the best, he said, actually.
I gotta say, every time we play in Rome, we have a great show. It's always sold out. It's very rare that we play there every 5 to 10 years, but it's always a great time in Rome. Love it.
Great.
And he's a great guy, and I've got that tattoo right here.
We actually had also him on the show.
There we go. Yeah, right there. There's the tattoo.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. He did a great job, Excellent.
We actually had also him on the show. He's a very interesting guy, fun guy too.
Yeah, sure he is. He knows everybody, and he's a professional as well.
Yeah, very professional guy.
Yeah.
Ok, quindi un saluto a Welt Yama Tattoo, un abbraccio. Speriamo di vederci anche presto con Welt, anche per il mio di tatuaggio. Spero un giorno, col mio primo stipendio, quello grosso. Mi faccio tatuare tutto da lui, a parte gli scherzi. Il messaggio di Paul è di supportare le band locali perché è importante per mantenere viva la scena e anche di stare pronti ad aiutare gli altri per la questione di depressione che sta vivendo le persone, la mental health e queste cose qua. Abbiamo perso da poco il frontman dei Black Dahlia Murder per questo motivo, quindi è un motivo per stare insieme, supportarsi e rendere il mondo un posto migliore. Ok, grazie Paul, thanks Paul for being with us.
Un attimino che in privato li parliamo.
Ok. Paul, please stay with us also in private. The last greetings. Anyway, thanks to all the people from Italy mainly, but also worldwide that are following Il Calice Nero. And we hope to get back Paul with this band soon in Italy. I don't know where when, but I hope soon. I hope soon. And just we will speak a little bit in Italian because the Maestro have to remind you the next episode of il Calice Nero. Maestro, rivedi un po' gli appuntamenti e poi chiudiamo.
Allora, i Crabator ci saranno domani, ragazzi. I Crabator Hypnos sarà un'intervista particolare che ci sono stati problemi prima antecedenti con appunto Bruno dei Crabator, che salutiamo un abbraccio grandissimo.
Crabator. Cioè,
sì, perché lo conosce anche lui, perché ha messo subito mi piaci, ciao Mina City, mi piaci subito quando ho saputo che c'era l'intervista proprio per i master, quindi domani abbiamo anche Bruno e ci sarà veramente molto molto figo, perché li ho conosciuti grazie a Grind Zone e veramente mi ricordo ancora l'intervista, è stata una figata. Allora, ragazzi, niente, il 16 ci saranno gli Avoken, 17 gli Elminizia e poi il 18 in Mele, che poi ci sarà la puntatona degli Autopsy, che cade dietro di sabato danno in Italia da venerdì lì. Allora ragazzi, King of Hell sto cercando di ricontattarlo, di vedere un pochino, perché ha avuto problemi con il proprietario della casa, non so se ha cambiato casa, non c'ha internet, quindi si sta cercando di
ovviamente lo facciamo aggiustare e poi lo
sì, ma sicuramente a settembre si porterà, quindi tranquilli ragazzi, non c'è problema. C'è un altro gruppo in tour che non dico niente, rock, neo-folk particolari, che sono fighi, che verranno portati sicuramente a ottobre, perché stanno finendo il tour di settembre. Quindi ragazzi, se c'è qualche data da spostare, c'è qualche data che si sposta, ma è normale tra tour, impegni lavorativi, ma se avete visto poi li portiamo, quindi non è che
sì, anche perché poi ci teniamo a non fare le cose preregistrate.
Ed infatti forse è l'unico canale che fa questo. Allora ragazzi, io vi dico solo una cosa.
Aspetta, metto lo zoom così? Vai.
Allora, il sacro codice d'onore è 000. La morte vi renderà liberi, il grande spettacolo non si fermerà mai. E ricordatevi una cosa, gelosia non serve a nulla, ognuno è bravo nel fare la propria musica, anche se io critico quello che vuoi, però ognuno fa quello che può, ognuno fa quello che riesce. Però solamente una cosa, i leoni di tastiera veramente mi danno fastidio, perché sono i primi che non fanno nulla e vanno a criticare gente, anche ragazzini 14-15 anni, prendono una batteria, prendono una chitarra, prendono un basto, cominciano a strimpellare, anche se sconforo di tempo, però cercano di fare un qualcosa. E grazie anche a questi ragazzini che appunto via via appunto il genere non muore mai. Ragazzi, questo è tutto. Grazie mille veramente a tutti, grazie a Margrave Anarca per appunto il grandissimo contributo e aiuto. Veramente è stata una puntata veramente molto molto divertente. Siamo onorati di aver avuto Paul Speckman dei Master, e veramente ringrazio a tutti chi c'è stato appunto in diretta, Alessandro, Toni, Vito, eccetera eccetera.
Sì. Prossimamente faremo le maglie con il codice d'onore, perché vedo che è molto apprezzato. In ogni caso, se volete sostenere il Calice Nero, abbiamo la nostra, ci contattate in privato, abbiamo la nostra selezione di merchandising, supportate le band, supportate i master, supportate chi cazzo volete, basta che
e supportate le vostre idee.
No, ma basta che ci vediamo dal vivo, perché basta fare le cose su internet, e supportate, come dice il maestro, le vostre idee.
Sì, e non lasciatevi guidare in altre strade, seguite le vostre idee.
Siate voi stessi, siamo noi stessi, e
pur di sbagliare seguite le vostre idee. Un abbraccio a tutti, ragazzi.
Al prossimo video. Ciao ciao, buonanotte a tutti, good night.